Walkie-talkies. Okay, have we got everything? I'll take that off charge. He'll need charging again soon. Do do do. Do do do. I don't really know what I'm doing. Okay, let's just go outside. I guess. Let's just go outside before it gets dark. I'm gonna piss about in the house later. Right, guys. Whoa, that's very curly. This side has stayed really nice and curly, but this side has gone quite straighter. So I've done my makeup. This is the first time that I've actually done my makeup all elaborate like that. There's that cat. I miss doing my makeup like this. It's been a while since I've done it like this. So I was hoping I could do a good job. I think I did. I'm not really sure why I stopped. Just didn't feel like it, I guess. Mew, mew. Mew, mew. Besides, it's not the same when you can't do the nose and mouth. I mean, I suppose I could do the mouth, but... As you know, people are just weird about this stuff, don't they? I guess I've just not really been in the mood for people being dickheads. Well, you guys will be pleased I have gained weight. So I'm now officially the heaviest I've ever been. At 10 stone and a quarter, or 10 and a quarter stone. Those kids are still going past. But unfortunately I can't put anything on Patreon because I don't have any ID. And now they're asking for ID. So if any, I'm going to make a video actually, because a lot of people don't even see my live stream, so they're not even getting to see this stuff. So once I finish with this live stream, I think I'm going to make a video about this, because people don't really seem to be getting it. I'll show you my outfit. Ta-da! So this is my summer Jeremiah outfit. Sorry, it's dark. So I've got blue and white pinstripe. So annoying. Blue and white pinstripe crop shirt. See, it's a crop shirt. Slightly darker but light blue shorts. And then like a sort of grey blue waistcoat. And then white socks. Oh, and purple shoes, or lilac. Or are they lavender? I think they're more like lavender, actually. I'm not sure. See, to me, lavender's more pinky, and lilac's more bluey. So these are more... I don't know, it's hard to tell, really. More pinky, I suppose. So I'd say these are more lavender colour. Careful, there's some hooligans out there. Oh no, it's annoying. Just gonna see if I can sort this out so it's not annoying. Yeah, that's better. I like that better. So this is my summer Jeremiah outfit. So last year I pretty much wore the same outfit but with the short shorts. So as you guys know, I've got some blue denim shorts that are about up to here. But unfortunately I can't find them, so I've not been able to wear them. But as it's gone slightly, I mean, it's still warm, but it's obviously slightly cooler because it's September. So I've been wearing the longer shorts. I bought these are new. So these two, obviously, I bought last year. And these are new. It's so I can look more manly, I guess. I guess short shorts aren't as manly. They have 2 pockets at the front which are quite deep, so I'm quite pleased. I've also got a dark blue pair of these, but they don't have this fancy bit here. They have this fancy bit here though with the button and everything, and the slightly, I don't know, it's got like a zipper effect actually. So I've got dark blue ones, and I've got lighter blue ones that come to about here. So they're light blue denim shorts, but they don't fit very well, so they're not very comfortable. But I have worn them this year. So that's another summer Jeremiah outfit. Ta-da! Let's see. So I have a couple of stories to tell you guys, but I'm not sure which to tell you guys first. So one of them is obviously I can't post on Patreon anymore, and pretty much Patreon was my only source of income. And I did try telling people that I had no way to contact my current Patreon, so I don't know what's going on with them. I don't really know if they're still getting content or what, but either way, I need to let you guys know pretty much that if you want to still continue to get content, then you need to contact me and pay for it pretty much via PayPal or some other way. I think PayPal's probably better. So basically you'd contact me, you'd let me know the request that you want of a video or pictures or art, and then you send me the money, and then I'll send the videos and pictures. So I will put links below on how you can contact me, pretty much. That's what I'm going to do. That's the only way I can think of to do it. So I have some existing content, and I could just make new ones, because I have pretty much gained weight, so I'm a lot fatter than I was. I don't think I look fatter than I was, but I have gained weight because I was about 9.5 stone before. I got ill earlier this year and I got to my lowest weight in a while, which was 9 stone. That was the lowest I'd gotten, but now I'm pretty much over 10 stone. So I've put on a whole stone and then some. So yeah, so I just wanted to let you guys know. So I keep talking about this, but I guess the right people aren't really seeing it in my live stream because it's like a whole long live stream with lots of stuff that's being talked about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this as a 5-minute long clip and then make that public with the appropriate title. Yeah, that's what I will do. I am doing it now. So don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and don't forget to contact me if you want content, and pay me via PayPal pretty much. It's the wrong way around. So I think that's out of the way now. So that's that. And I've saved that as a 5-minute long clip. Good evening, Sean. Nice to see you. How are you doing? Mew, mew. Ooh. I'm so sorry it's dark, but this is what I look like. It was a bit lighter when I started the stream, so you're able to see. Woo! I could put the light on, but I'd have to do it that way. So I'm gonna try something, and you guys just let me know if you can see me, if I look better. I have had a good day out in the garden earlier. How are you? Yes, I'm really good. I went out with Mum today to hide. I did a live stream earlier, so you can see a bit of my outing in hide. Now, I'm probably not gonna I'm gonna make the live stream private and maybe just make certain clips public, because, you know, I recorded in the cafe and I'm not sure you're allowed to do that, so I'm going to, just in case, I'm just going to make the ones public before we got to the cafe. I don't really see, I want my memories of the cafe, because it is a nice little cafe, but I think I'll just keep them for me. I don't know. Don't want to do this too long because I'm kind of highlighted right now, and if any of the kids like come will see me, so we don't want to do it. So yeah, I had a nice day out with Mum today, even though it was a stressful time for her because people were very unfriendly and things kept going wrong. Even so, she was nice to me still. She wasn't getting ratty with me like normally when she has a bad time. She normally gets ratty with me as well. Thank you, I'm glad you liked the outfit. Oh yes, I completely missed the live earlier, sadly. I did watch part of it. Ew, oh my god. Nope, after my mum won't be no one's carer, I'm afraid. I want to be the one with servants and carers and shit. So I'm getting carers after this. No more looking after people for me, I'm afraid. Absolutely not. I wouldn't even wish this on anyone. If you want to do it as a job, that's fine, because that's different. And you do get perks and you get rights and you can do shifts. And you also get more than one client, and you're only with each client for like 2 hours a day. But being with the same person day in, day out, that consumes all of your freaking time and energy and resources. And of course, you know, it's well known that if you live with someone for a long time, you do start to get at each other's throats a lot anyway. And it's even harder when the person you live with is very difficult and argumentative. So absolutely not. I'm not doing it ever again. Like, maybe if I did get another person, like say I married or something and that person became disabled, maybe being their carer wouldn't be that bad, because maybe they'd be nicer and they wouldn't be all ratty with me and saying, oh, you've done that wrong and you've not done enough of that and you've not done this and you've not done... You know, they wouldn't get all nasty with me and criticising me every 5 minutes about absolutely freaking everything. Maybe. But either way, it's not for me, because I'm just, like I've said to you guys before, ever since I was a kid, I've always been the type to want to be looked after. Like, having all these responsibilities is just not for me. I struggle with it more than most people. So absolutely not. I want to be looked after. I want someone to look after me. I want someone to organise me, because I can't organise anything for shit. It's definitely not my strong suit. I'm more of the free spirit type that just likes to observe everything and just be in the moment and do stuff, instead of being like focused on, oh, I've got to do this and oh, I've got to sort that out, oh, I've got to make sure that I've got everything, you know, oh no, or oh, I've got to clean a house or do chores or whatever. Like, I'm not the type of person to do that. Absolutely not. No way. Never. So maybe I'll tell you the first story first then. Hey, Issa! I know, I was just kidding. Greetings, USA, from your neighbours over the Atlantic. Hello, boss. Hello, Issa. Hello, Sean. Hello, everyone. By the way, can you see me very good when I go in front of the light? Is this better or worse? Can you see my face? Is my head chopped off? I mean, I don't really know if this is any good, because I don't have a viewfinder. I can't see myself in a screen or anything right now, so that's shit. It's a shame there isn't a light on the other side. Bloody nuts! The shells. The nut shells. So annoying, I hate stepping on them and crunching them. Pain in the ass. Anyway, so that brings me to my first story. So I've told you guys all about the fact that my Patreon isn't working because they want my ID and I don't have ID, so pretty much they've suspended my account. So if you guys want content from me, whether it be art, pictures or videos, you'll have to send me an email and let me know what you want, and then pay me via PayPal, and then I'll send the content and shit. So I've said that, so I'm going to save that as a video and title it appropriately. So my next story is pretty much, I've already done a live stream of this, but because I was so upset and flustered at the time and stressed out, I didn't really get to fully talk about it all in detail. Like, I tried my best, but I was so stressed out, it was just hard to do. Fluff, can I commission some art? Fluff. Yeah, you can commission art for me, that would be fine. Just need to contact me, or yeah, PayPal. I mean, I could give you the PayPal. ID should be free. They shouldn't charge for identification. Yeah, I have to, it costs like 30 odd quid or more, and for a passport it's like £100, and I don't travel, so there's no point in me even having a passport. Fluff. Cute. Yeah. If I remember, I'll put the email address below, but if, you know, someone wants to link it in the chat, that's fine. So that would be royalrosewolf@snooty.net and paypal.me/royalrosewolf, pretty much. My passport expires in 2013. Yes. Right. Okay, so check the messages. I'll have to keep coming around to check. So, as you guys know, the last live stream I did, I think it was the last live stream, I'm not 100% sure, but the last live stream I did was where my mum went ballistic at me. So I want to tell you the full story of what happened that day, because it was just so weird and out of nowhere. And the reason why I want to tell you it all again, even though I've already done a live stream of it, and I've done a video about it as well, is because I just want to update you guys. God, did you hear that crack in my neck then? That was a big one. I just wanted to tell you the story in full detail, put my commentary about it, because I've thought about it since and I've got more to say about it. And oh shit, I forgot I've got lipstick on. And you know, I want to update you guys on what's happened sort of since, and my take on the whole thing. Oh no, message retracted. I didn't get to see it. Is that the one where your mum told you to clean upstairs? Well, there's more to it than that. Like I say, you guys didn't get to see it from the beginning, because I wasn't live streaming until she got upstairs. Yeah, can you type the email out? It's royalrosewolf@snooty.net. I can't type it out. I can't chat. But if someone else could do that for me, that would be great. See, what's his name? I think Issa does it as well, but it's usually Anksanuma that puts the links and email addresses. He's got them all written down, so he just keeps copying and pasting them and putting them in the chat for me. I can't type in the chat, so I can't write it down. The only thing I could do is put it in the description when this is done. But to be honest with you, I don't really want to give my email address to every random person. I'm just doing it now because only the people who are viewing it now will see it, you know. When I say see it, I mean, you know, I'm saying it out loud. Anyway, so you know what I mean. So yeah, so what happened was, I got up and I went out into the yard, and I thought my mum will be doing hoops on toast. Now this is very important. My mum agreed about a week before that she was going to start doing me hoops on toast, hoops and egg on toast, when she makes her self hoops and egg on toast. And I remember, I think it was my birthday, so she did it for me. And then after that, she said, now if you want hoops and egg on toast in future, just ask me to do hoops and I'll do it for you as well. She said, now this is very important, it's no big deal to do it for you as well, because I'm already doing it. So doing an extra hoops and doing extra egg and toast and everything isn't too much of a big deal. So she said that. She said, just put in your order when I'm doing my hoops and egg on toast. That's very important. So this day I wasn't sure what was happening because she went to sleep during the day like she always does. She's got insomnia and she pretty much doesn't sleep good during the night. So she sleeps during the day a lot of the time. And then at about between 4 and 6 she wakes up and she does herself egg on hoops on toast. So if I'm up at that time, I put in my order. So I deliberately didn't eat. I didn't eat anything because I was waiting for her to make me the hoops and egg on toast. So when I knew she was in the kitchen, I came in from the yard where I was just relaxing in the nice weather. And immediately that I went in there, she had a massive go at me. Get this, about the fact that I didn't make her an extra cup of tea the night before. Now, she didn't start off with, in future, could you please do me an extra cup of tea the night before? So there's 3 teas made instead of just 2. She didn't ask nicely or politely. She just started saying, right, there needs to be some changes around here. There needs to be, no, I demand equality. Like, she went on about this. It's like, why don't you just ask me now? Like, I didn't know what she was going on about. Because she didn't even just lead with what she wanted. She led with, right, there needs to be some changes around here. Oh, I'm not happy about, like, I don't know, she started having a massive go. And going mad. Haha. Oh, nobody's replying, bugger. Anyway, so I just listened as usual. I said nothing, and I just listened. And eventually she got out that, oh, she went on about how she does me a sandwich every night, or most nights, not every night, about 4 or 5 times a week. And she cuts me up onions so that when I'm doing a meal that requires onions, the onions are chopped ready for me, because I can't chop onions because of my allergies. They make my allergies act up, they make me sneeze, they make my eyes water and really sting, and then it sets them off, then I'm itching them, and you know, so on and so forth. So she does the onions for me. And she thinks this is all unfair because apparently I don't do enough. Like, because she's always said, like, when 2 people live in a household, they need to both people need to pull their weight and do like 50-50, cut down the middle of chores and doing stuff. And she always said to me, I need to do more than my fair share of chores, so more than 50-50, and she just like, I don't know, 60-40 or 70-30 or whatever, like that sort of thing. So obviously I would be doing the higher end of the chores because she's disabled, but she will help me out and stuff. So she thinks that I don't even do, like, I do less than half or something, but I am actually doing, so I'm still doing more than my fair share of chores. I still cook on the days I'm in, I still make brews, I still do a lot of stuff, I still empty the wee bucket out and pretty much clean and do the laundry and change the bedding and stuff. You know, I still do a lot of stuff, even though I have to pace myself because I'm just one person and it's a big house. So it's a big struggle for me, but I do my best. So I'm not doing it like at the same level as other people are doing it, where they're like cleaning every day and doing the laundry every day and doing like all of the chores in one day every single day. I have to do like a bit at a time each day. Like I do a bit of this and then rest and do a bit of that. So I do what I can as best as I can, but I can't do like, you know, most people will just do like several hours worth of chores, like all in one go. And it's like, I don't do that, I'll just do a job. Like yesterday I tidied my room, I put all the tissues in the bin and I took them downstairs and I emptied that into the big bin downstairs, and then I emptied that out and I put the rubbish out into the bins, and then I put the recycling in all the appropriate bins, and that takes like a long time and a lot of effort, doing all the separating and stuff and picking up the bins and putting them in the bigger bins, and then putting those bigger bins in the even bigger bins, you know, the outside bins, the refuse bins. And all of the bins are scattered all over the place, so I have to get them and bring them back to where I can do it near the house, you know. And it's like a big effort to even just to do the bins, which, by the way, I need to put the bins out tomorrow, don't let me forget. So they're all sorted basically, because I don't know which bins are going out tomorrow, so I just have them all filled ready every Wednesday, ready to put out Wednesday night for Thursday. So I already do a lot of stuff, plus I also have to fit in going shopping and doing the things I want to do as well. And most people just like do way more than me, I guess, but I feel like I do enough already. I'm just like not doing OCD levels of cleaning like everyone else does. You see all these things, and I've met women and people and stuff. Thank you, Royal Rosewolf at snooty.net. Yes, thanks, Issa. Great stuff. Right, so if you want a belly button reveal, you have to buy it. Like I say, email me your request, and then you have to pay me via PayPal. Right, so anyway, as I was saying before, so really interrupted by myself reading that and having to reply to it. So yeah, so my mum was going on about how there's not equality and she's doing all this stuff, but I'm not giving back at the same level as she's giving me. So apparently, you know, her contribution is making the sandwich, cutting up onions, and doing me the hoops on toast. Whereas I'm doing all of that stuff that I've mentioned. So there is not only equality, but I'm doing more than she's doing. Like, she cooks every other day for herself. And she does the birds, so that doesn't really contribute to the household as far as I'm concerned. That's something she enjoys doing. It's kind of a hobby to just like get a bunch of bird food and squirrel food and throw it out. So I wouldn't say that's her contributing to the household. You know, that's feeding wildlife. That's not necessary. It doesn't benefit us in any way, except bringing all the vermin here, like the pigeons and the rats. So I wouldn't say that benefits the household, her feeding the wildlife. Okay, nothing. So thank you, Issa, anyway. So she said all of this stuff. And then she said, for all of this, all I want in return is for you to make an extra cup of tea the night before. Now, she has me make 10 million cups of teas at the night time, so that she can, when I'm in bed, she can get up in the night and bung them in the microwave and heat them up, and then take them back in the living room. And she does that throughout the night and early hours of the morning and morning, which is the early hour. That is all the early hours in the morning. So when I say night, I mean early hours of the morning, as in when it's still dark. So basically between 4 and whenever, 4 o'clock in the morning to like whenever I get up, which could be 4 in the afternoon. She has to get her own drinks after, you know, in that time. So because I'd made 2 cups of teas, plus I also made the herbal teas that she has, like green tea and peppermint and all that sort of stuff, I thought that was okay. I thought that was enough brews to see her through. But she keeps saying she wants this extra brew, so she was going on about wanting this extra cup of tea. So instead of just asking me to do it, like I say, she did all this threatening, like that she's not going to do the stuff I've just mentioned, cutting up onions and doing my food and sandwich and all that anymore, if I don't start making her extra cups of teas at night. And then she went, do we have a deal? And I didn't answer at first because I was so thrown off by how like nasty and threatening she was, and acting like it's this big deal and not asking me nicely. So I didn't really answer her, but she kept prompting me, so eventually I said yes. And I was quite stubborn and awkward about it, but only because of her attitude. Again, she could have just asked me nicely, but no, she just had to start with all this nastiness, this threats. You're not doing this, you're not doing that, you know, I demand this, I demand that, you know, and so on and so forth. So that's just really annoying. And I really didn't want to agree. I thought, well, it's a reasonable request, just making her an extra brew. So I thought, if she'd have only just asked me nicely, I would have said, yes, of course, that's fine. But no, it's just, you don't do this, you don't do enough, there's no equality, blah. You know, it's like, I mean, there is, because I'm doing most of the stuff. Like, she doesn't think I do enough, but I'm doing what I can. Personally, I struggle with this shit, this domestic crap. and looking after a house, because I've never had to do it until I was like in my 20s. Microwave SpaghettiOs on toast. It's very nice. What's hoops on toast? Yeah, it is. It's spaghetti hoops, or like spaghetti hoops in a tomato sauce, like beans in a tomato sauce in a can. Yeah, yeah. It's a canned food basically, and you just put it on. You put it on toast pretty much, but egg as well. So it's egg, like it's beans on toast. So it's like egg and beans on toast, but it's hoops. So the hoops are SpaghettiOs. I guess in America they're called SpaghettiOs and we call them hoops. So now you know if I say hoops, you know that it's SpaghettiOs. So yeah, it's like spaghetti in a tomato sauce, like beans, or like canned spaghetti, but little hoop, they're just hoops instead of the whole spaghetti. So that is that. So it's very nice, and it's just quick and easy to make for my mum to do both of us. So basically, because of all that's happened, I've stopped asking her for that now, because she actually complained about it. So that's what I'm getting to that in a minute. So I reluctantly agreed to do her an extra cup of tea. Like I say, she's being nasty. And then even when like twice she asked me if that was a deal and that I would make the extra cup of tea. Twice, guys. And even after I agreed, she still felt the need to continue saying, I'll do this for you. And oh no, she didn't say that. She said, I can quite easily stop doing the sandwiches, the hoops and egg on toast, cutting up of the onions, and anything else you want me to do. I can easily stop doing that. And I'm like, I've already said I'll do the brew. Why do you feel the need to continue to be threatening? I don't appreciate it, I said. That's what I said to her. And she basically denied it and said she's not being threatening, she's not having a go, she's not being horrible. Duh, 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 duh. And I just said, why not just ask me nicely? And we just had this argument, and then I started to go out in the yard. Oh no, she said, right, so before that she said something like, and on top of all these other things, you now demand that I also make you, or I have to make you hoops on toast as well on top of it every day, every time I have hoops. That's what she said. Every time I have hoops on toast, you ask for it as well. I'm like, yeah, but you offered, and it's not every time. The last time I asked for hoops on toast was a week ago. I think it was Sunday. And now we're on like Wednesday or something. I think it's Wednesday. Yeah. So I hadn't asked for hoops on toast since Sunday. So it's not every time she has it. So I started to say that as well. And it's like, but she did offer to do it, if you remember, like I said in the beginning. So I started to go outside because she was giving me a hard time. I kind of kept bobbing back into, reply, because she was just winding me up. And eventually she did chase me outside. And then she kind of changed tone. And she was going on about the lock, and she said, how did you unlock that, or something. So I showed her like she requested. And then she changed the subject, and she was just going on about the lock, and saying, oh no, it's alright, I just wanted to know how you lock and unlock it, but it's fine, and I said it didn't work or whatever. And she went, alright, okay, well, I'm gonna go now, and I'm gonna, leave you to do whatever you were doing, enjoy yourself out here. And she was like, complete change of tone, like we'd been going at each other's throats since she threatened me. And I went outside, and then suddenly she was all nice. So she'd said previously that she was going to have a cup of tea, go and drink that in the living room, and then come back a bit later to make the hoops and egg on toast. So half an hour later, when I knew she was back in the kitchen again, I came back in from the yard, and I said, basically I was waiting for the hoops on egg on toast. And I was doing something quietly at the countertop, the kitchen worktop surfaces, and she suddenly said, oh, I see you being nice now that the Reverend can't hear. That's the neighbour, by the way. So then it clicked with me. I thought, oh, that's why she was being suddenly nice when I was out there. It's because she thought, oh, the neighbours will be able to hear, so I better start being nice and stop the argument, basically. Instead of just stopping it anyway and trying to diffuse it anyway, she thought it necessary to diffuse the situation and calm everything down for the sake of the neighbours, so she doesn't sound like an asshole. So I said, what? What do you mean and all that? She said, well, you deliberately, argued with me and did this and did that and it was all horrible and nasty and stuff. And so that I would chase you outside so the neighbours could hear us rowing. So she accused me of deliberately luring her out in the yard so that we could argue in the yard and neighbours could hear us. It's like, no, I was trying to get away, but I was so compelled to reply to you because you were winding me up. But really, I was just trying to get away because she was winding me up. But she accused me of that. We ended up having a row, and I've got it on record. I do have a recording of it. So that's that. It's not the end of the story. That sounds gnarly. Is that good? Sounds a bit strange. That sounds gnarly. What does? You mean the food or my situation with my mum? I'm not sure what you're saying that sounds bad too. If it's the food, it's actually gorgeous. If you mean the situation between me and my mum and our argument and stuff, then yes, it is gnarly and it is bad. It's a terrible situation. It's pretty much, she's in the next room, so she's probably listening to all this, but she is basically abusing me. I don't know what you mean by that. I'm slow. Well, I see you put a knife emoticon, so I don't know. I don't know what that means. Are you implying that you want to kill her or something? Because what's ironic is that when I made the live stream, my friend Richard came on, and he said that I should carry a knife with me, so that if she attacks me or something, I can defend myself. But I'm not going to do that. It's not going to get to that point, because I'm not going to let it get to that point, because I'm not doing it. But I'm planning on moving out. So I just want to move out and just slip away quietly without her knowing. I don't really want a big to-do or anything. So yeah, what's next? So it doesn't end there. It gets worse. It gets a lot worse, guys. So we started argument. She said I'm acting like a 2-year-old. She said I'm acting like a narcissist. She said I'm abusive. She was saying that I was deliberately winding her up. She said I'm treating her really badly. And I was like, but you started it. And then later on, I went upstairs again after she said a bunch of shit, like nasty, horrible shit. And for some reason, I was just compelled to keep replying and defending myself. Did I say replying? I don't know. I felt like I said some weird word, but anyway, replying. I kept feeling the need to reply to everything she was saying. So I kept kind of bobbing back in the room to say something and then running off and then coming back, because she just kept going on and on and on and on. Like, I thought, like most people, right? Most people would say, don't react to her. Like, she wants a reaction. So, like, she's deliberately trying to wind you up, so don't give her what she wants, which is to get mad. Like, she wants me to get mad and nasty and horrible. But my logic is this, and it did happen that day. I could just ignore her and not respond and just go into another room, to have a peaceful life. But every time I would come back in the room, every time we had to be in the same room together, she kept going on with herself again and having a go at me and being nasty. And just picking at everything I was saying or doing or what happened before. Like, she would pick at the argument again. Pick at what happened earlier. Like I said, I'd been out there half an hour, I came in and she was like, oh, I see you're all nice and calm now that the neighbours can't hear. And I was like, yeah, I'm calm because I was away from you for a little while, and not having to have this argument. And she just has a massive go and says I'm the problem. Literally, she started it. I was quiet, calm. I didn't say anything, and she just started it earlier, and now she started it again as soon as I was in the room. I mean, maybe, like I say, maybe at that point when she said, "Oh, I see you're all calm and quiet and peaceful and nice now, but the neighbors can't hear us." Maybe I should have said, "Yep," and then just left it at that. Like, I should just agree with everything she said. And yeah, I'm the problem. I'm the nasty, abusive person. You know, whatever. I'll just own it. I'll just own being an abusive and nasty person then. Like, I'm not, but let's just pretend. You know, we're just gonna pretend. Seeing as in her logic, even though she starts these arguments, I'm the nasty, abusive one who treats her like shit, even though I'm literally just defending myself. Like, literally, all I said during the argument was, "You started it." That's it. That's all I said. And she started saying I was crazy. She said I was insane. She said I was a nut job, because I was actually audibly getting very wound up, and I was starting to, my voice was getting higher pitched. I was shouting quite frantically. I was like this. "Oh my god, why are you being like this? Why are you doing?" Like I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I was literally getting really upset and flustered. And I was like, "Why is she doing this? I was having a good day. I was calm, and then I don't know why she's doing it. I don't know why she's being this way. And I don't know what the fuck." Like I don't like. I was literally going like that, and I was acting like that because I was calm. Like I didn't even feel it, even when we were having the arguments. It was just I was running off of logic and kind of autopilot. I didn't even have any feelings. Like, but the more this argument was going on, and I was so confused and just so like, why is she being this way? And I was starting to get more and more upset until eventually she chased me upstairs because I said I'm only acting like a nutcase because you're the one driving me insane. Like you're the one doing this and being this way. Like why are you being this way? I don't understand. Like, you know. And like I say, she said, "I'm being this way because you're being this way. Like, you know, you're being horrible and you're treating me like shit." So yeah, it was just awful. And then she chased me upstairs. Like, remember, this is a disabled person. She's disabled. She chased me upstairs, and I barricaded the door. Did fucking nothing. She just kicked the door and all the boxes that were in the way. It was insane, and it was scary. It was really scary. I was real scared. Real scared. I was joking. Murder is not a solution. I know, I get it. It's really... Wait, can you guys not see me? Because you said show outfit. Can you guys not see me or something? That's me? Is that me? Oh, right, okay. I'm glad you guys can see. I was worried. Because I'm getting blinded here, and I was just wondering, am I getting blinded for nothing right now? Right. I've been spinning the whole time. I've been moving around. Oh, I do feel dizzy. I'm starting to feel dizzy because I really need to just calm down. Sit down. If I sit down, it might start doing its thing. They're still there. Right, so Mum's gonna make her own dinner, so I gotta make my own dinner. I hope she doesn't eat without me. Right, next bit. So she came upstairs, she kicked the barricaded door open, and she kicked the boxes out of the way. And then she came in and she continued to have a go at me. But now she changed the subject to that she wanted me to... She was like, I could hear her outside as she was coming up the stairs, and she was looking in all the rooms and going, "Oh my god, you've messed up the house, you've trashed the house, you've done this, that, the other." So I'm just gonna... I want to not be blinded anymore, so... Give us a fluff pounce. Oh, that's so cute. Kind of a serious subject though, guys. So I will give a pounce in a bit, but I need to do a job that my mum has asked me to do, because if I don't, she'll moan. And I had every intention of doing it anyway, because I actually like doing this particular job. So I actually do like feeding the birds. It is quite fun. Like I say, it's a waste of money in my opinion, because we kind of need the money more than the birds need. Like wild birds need food because they have, well, there's like 1 million people throwing food out in town centres and stuff. Like, they're not short of food. Plus they've got all the natural like berries and shit. They don't really need us spending like, so they get food for free and we're spending like millions of pounds on bloody birds. They're not even our pets, so it kind of feels like a waste of money anyway. I don't know, maybe I sound horrible because I know a lot of people like to feed like wild animals, but I mean most people just buy like some bird balls or something, but we buy like fucking, well, she used to make me buy it actually, but £60 worth of food. She'd buy all these different ones, like what I'm putting in now, these suet blocks, suet cakes, fat balls, or bird balls as we called them, lard balls, pellets, suet pellets. There's all different flavours, all different types, seed, nuts, and monkey nuts, as in nuts in shells. So she buys the ones not in shells and the ones in shells separate, and she just has all these different types of bird stuff. And it's like, she could spend like 60 quid or more on it, and it's like, we need that money more than we need to buy stuff for birds and feed them. Right, I'll be right back. I do like doing it actually. It is fun, it's just that I feel like it's dumb to spend as much money as we do on birds. Like 50 million pigeons. But whatever, I mean, her argument is like it's the one and only thing that makes her happy these days, because she hasn't really got much of anything else going on. Ooh! There's a fluff pounce. I don't know if you can see it. Ooh! You can't really see much. I'm going to keep it this way from now on just for a while, because I am getting blinded and it's very disorientating, so I'm going to leave it like this for a while, for a bit longer. I like to walk around as well while I'm telling the story, but it'll disconnect, so that's going to suck. But it's actually quite warm. I don't even know why I'm shivering. So the thingy. So she saw the state of the rooms upstairs, and she basically said she wants me to put them right. She wants me to tidy up and sort them out, which is impossible because there's so much stuff. And her logic is that she wants me to put it all in boxes, and that will be better. But it literally is all in boxes, and it's not any neater. In fact, it looks worse in boxes. It would actually be neater if all the stuff was strewn everywhere, not in boxes. Because the boxes just are all like, you know, cardboard, so they break, and they're all not the same size, so, you know, and they don't have, some of them don't have lids, so they're just kind of, you can't even stack them very good. And if you do stack them, obviously they're all cockeyed and just, they break and just really crap. So yeah, it's not a solution. The only solution is to get rid of stuff, or for me to move house and start again. So that's what I'm aiming for, pretty much, is moving house and starting again, which is why I really need you guys' help to help build up funds so that I can move out and start again, because I won't be able to get a job just yet. I'm planning on getting a job once I'm moved out and settled into the new place. So Anxanu Manu 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 Manu. Hey, Anxanu Manu Manu. You're supposed to greet me first. Not Issa. It's not High Issa and chatters, it's High Boss and chatters. Or Lord Jeremiah. How dare you greet everybody else first? Disgusting. Do you not get paid as a caregiver? Oh, and hello. Hello to you too. Nice to see you here. Like, I don't know a good greeting. Sorry, I'm just rubbish. I'll think of one. Let me think. Nice to see you. No, I can't even see you, so like, what the fuck do I even say? No clue. Anyway, I do get paid as a carer, but it's not really a lot of money. And all of my money is spent on groceries and my mum's cigarettes. And yeah, I know, people are gonna say, stop paying for her cigarettes, tell her no. You can't. It's impossible. She will make up every reason under the sun as to why I should pay for them. And I'm a fucking pushover, so... And I'm not a pushover for the sake of being a pushover. I am a pushover because everyone has really fabulous arguments. And it's like, every fucking argument in this under the sun makes sense to me. So I never know, like, who to side with and who to like if I was against a thing, they'll convince me. Like, everyone's argument's like so fucking good, especially my mum. Like, she's a wizard at making you see her side, you know. And basically, if you don't do it, she will shout at you, scream at you, and be a nightmare, pretty much. So you can't say no to... I mean, I have said no to her. I have managed to push back, but not with everything. There are certain things that she will not relent with, but there are some things she will. So I have, like, been as rebellious as I can. I have said no as much as I can, but there are just certain things that you can't. So yeah, it's not so much as being a pushover, so much as just people like my mum are just really persuasive, especially when, you know, violence is involved. It's like, you know, it's like, she may be disabled and an old woman, but she is actually stronger than me. Like, she's just slightly taller than me, and she's slightly bigger in size. Like, you know, every other parent, adult, child combination on the planet, the parent's usually now smaller and thinner, and then the now grown up child is bigger and stronger. Well, it's the opposite way. I'm still a lot smaller than my mum, like weight and height. And she does have her own money, but she claims that it's dwindling, and because of all the bills. Like, her argument for that is, right, well, you have all the bills and I will pay for the groceries and the cigarettes. That's her argument. Basically, she says to switch. She says she has enough to pay for with bills and stuff, so yeah. So that's her argument with that. I keep telling her that my money's dwindling as well, but she doesn't seem to believe me. She keeps saying that I get paid a shit ton for doing fuck all. I said, not really. I do plenty. You don't have to spend your own money on her. Well, I do, because her argument then is that I have to contribute to the household because I do fuck all otherwise. You know, it's like, I don't know. Basically, there's no point in me living here if I'm not contributing, I guess. So, I mean, I suppose she can kick me out because I don't really give a shit, to be honest with you, because I want to leave. But I'd rather leave in my own volition, like when I actually get a house, because I'm literally homeless because I got no one. Like, I'm completely isolated because of my situation and being my mum's carer. I'm pretty much isolated. Like, all our family and friends just abandoned us after Grandma and Granddad died, and then the ones that were remaining in our life abandoned us after my mum became disabled, and then the remaining ones again kind of abandoned us after a heart attack. Oh, and the remaining ones that abandoned us also abandoned us after Granddad died. So it's first Grandma, then she became disabled, then Granddad died, they abandoned us, then she had a heart attack, and then they abandoned us again. It's like, you know, it's really shit. Hey, Lord. So you're employed by the government to be a carer. Can you contact them and have someone talk to her? I mean, if you were caring for someone else other than your mum. I don't know. I don't know. Thanks for the sharing the links. Thanks, Manu. Very good. Does she not have her own money? Yes, she's also on benefits, so it doesn't go very far. Basically, I try and get her to pay for as much as possible, so when we're out together, I make her pay for the stuff with, because it's a lot of stuff that she wants herself, so I make her pay for it. Pretty much I've paid for nothing today, which is good, because she bought a lot of stuff. Every time we go out, she always buys a lot of stuff. She orders a lot of stuff online as well, so it's like... She just like to buy stuff. So what else was I going to say? I forgot now. But yeah, living there and being the carer is a tough spot to be in, I understand. Very catch-22. It is a difficult situation. Honestly, if you heard the whole story of my situation, you'd know that I know that there are other worse situations out there than mine, but I still deem mine the most complicated situation in the world. I have heard other people's situations and they're straightforward. It's like abusive parent. Yeah, you want to get that person out of there, you know. But this is like a lot of... like, part of the difficulty is that I have been indoctrinated kind of into relying very heavily on my mum, and naturally I didn't really have a lot of confidence, and naturally I've never been very independent, so I just thought that I would be living with my mum forever and she would look after me forever. I was never encouraged to get a job. I was kind of encouraged to go to college, but I chickened out, so I was never really encouraged again. It's like when I showed an interest in going to college, she would have supported me, but because I got scared and chickened out. But she has also at the same time kept saying that college is stressful and all this stuff, so even though she kind of supported me, she also kind of tried to put me off by saying it's stressful and you don't really need it, and you can just learn, like when you need to learn a certain thing, then you can learn it then. So if I say, for instance, wanted to get a job as something, then I can learn that job skill, like the skills you need to get that job. But it's like, it's not that simple. You actually do need some kind of qualifications as well that don't pertain to that job. Like apparently now I've learnt that you need to have a GCSE in maths and English in order to get a job now. So of course that's my weak spot. English I'm very good, so I've been told my English is really good, so I'd be able to pass that, but math is like my weak spot. So that's gonna be stressful for me, because it's been pretty much a traumatic experience since I was very young. So having to actually finally do it, I think I've been avoiding it all these years, I guess. Like since I was a kid. I have taught myself and practiced myself, but the idea of doing it in front of someone still scares me. Because I'm at like toddler level math, you know, in actual education. Like obviously it is, I am technically more advanced than that, because obviously I do pay for stuff and I work with money. But like the questions and answers part is where I'd fall down, because I just don't understand math that well, you know. I can't even read numbers. Like if I was to look at numbers, I kind of skim over it instead of actually reading the numbers out in my head. If I see like a long number, like a phone number for example, and I can't memorize them at all, I just can't memorize numbers, where I can memorize words and letters. I also have a problem, like if someone was to spell something out, I wouldn't immediately recognize the word that someone was spelling out. But it's still easier than math for me. So I used to be able to memorize phone numbers because, well, that's what you did back in the day. Like, you didn't have a phone that, you know, where you've got like a contacts list that you can just go into it and press right, phone them. You had to, back in my day, you had to type out the numbers individually every time, because we had like these what's it phones, you know, the proper old-fashioned phones on a receiver and the other thing, whatever that's called, the stand and the receiver, where you have to type out the numbers. So I used to memorize numbers for that. So I memorized my mum's number, our house number, house phone, granddad's number. So my mum's number, my dad's number, the shop number, grandma and granddad's number, and that was it. And my own, of course. It's taken me, it's been like several months now, and I've only just memorized my own new number. Dyslexia. Yeah, I was thinking that. I never knew that I was dyslexic, like, you know. So I can read good, but like if someone wants to spell it out, I just can't do it. And if someone said 0, 7, 5, 7, 0, like I don't recognize the number. They have to always say 07, 8, 07, like that sort of thing. At least you seem like good person. There are others who have definitely done terrible things in your position. I know. I remember there was this girl. It's a film or something. I don't know. I can't remember. It was an advert. Oh, it was an advert. I saw an advert for a film or something, and I think it was a true story. It must be based on one. But basically, her entire family was disabled, and she had to look after them all. It was like a horror. It was a horror film. Well, they made it into a horror film and obviously made her out to be the evil one. But I'm like, I completely understand her. Like, obviously, I'm not murderous like she is in the film, but like, I understand why she's doing it, because she had to look after an entire family. So she did things like, one of the family members was in a wheelchair and they were near a lake or a river or something, and she just pushed them into the river or whatever. Not river, it was a lake. She pushed them into the lake, and like she poisoned another one, and I don't know, it was like, I kind of understand why you're doing that. Like, you know, you're having to do it all by yourself, you've got no help, you know, like I've got no help, like no one's helping me really. So my mum won't have carers in, and I've tried talking to people about it, but they're not really very helpful. So I don't really know. Like, if I had the money, I would just move out, you know, I'd just buy a house or a flat or whatever, rent a flat or a little house. But I can't afford it. I've tried to encourage my friend to get a house together, because I thought if we both pooled our money together, and maybe her parents could help out, maybe my dad could help out, I don't know, I'd have to ask my dad. But I've tried talking to him about it, but like, he just keeps going on about how both me and my mum should move into a bungalow or something. I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to move with my mum, because she won't move anyway. Well, I don't really want to do that. I kind of want to get away, you know. But he keeps thinking I should just stay here, like, and continue being my mum's carer. He doesn't seem to give a shit about my difficulties, so he doesn't know the full extent of them, and he's in denial, like he doesn't really care. But yeah, maybe if I said, like, I'm moving out and I really need help, I don't know, he keeps making excuses as to why I should just stay. It's really annoying. He's no better, to be honest, but he's different. A friend of mine's family is on mum's side, dropped a tractor on their father, his granddad, just for the money. Everyone got arrested except his mum. She wasn't in on it. It was really bad. Wow. Emily on his mum. Oh, so she gaslit you out of going to college? That's awful. A lot of things. She's gaslit me out of having friends. She's gaslit me having relationships. She's gaslit me out of having sex. Like, she keeps saying sex is bad and men are bad and they're full of diseases and they just have sex with you and then leave. and they are abusive, and if they don't get their own way, they'll leave you or they'll cheat on you or whatever. And she said that basically living on your own is hard and scary and costs a lot of money, and it's hard and scary and stressful and expensive, and it's better to just live at home. And she'd go on about like if her mother allowed her to live with her, she would have just lived with her parents forever. And she keeps going on about like, since I became her carer and complained, like if I complain about anything, she'll say, first of all, she used to watch programs, and there was this person who, there's a brother and sister actually, then they were looking after their mother. And she also knew somebody, like she had a family member who the same, like these boys, like sons, had to like wipe the mother's backside or something. That was awful. But they did it without complaining, and they did it because they loved their mother. And she'd say all this stuff. She'd say that, I saw this brother and sister, and they look after their mother, and they said they do it because they love the mother. And she's like doing all this guilt trippy stuff and saying that, crap, you know what, that she's probably listening to me on the camera. Like, is that the camera there? She's probably listening. Shit. I'm gonna go over here. Like, she's probably heard everything, but whatever. But yeah, she said if she was in my position, she would just look after her mother without complaining. In fact, she'd like to do it because she loves her mother, and that's what children should do. They should just look after their parents in their old age and disabled situation or whatever. And is a lot of those things. That's part of living, experiencing life. It's risky, but she just scared the shit out of me with all this stuff. Scared the shit out of me. And it kind of did discourage me from wanting to leave, wanting to go to college, wanting to move out. It used to be good until she became disabled. My life was good. A bit restrictive, but good. I mean, yeah, I read that bit. Sorry, it came up as if there was a new message. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you for the compliment, by the way. I forgot to acknowledge that. I don't mean to. I'm trying to get all this information out for you guys so you know what's going on. Because, I mean, I have made quite a lot of videos and live streams about what's been going on. Did she stay at home and take care of her parents? Seems a tad hypocritical. She said she would do. She told me that if her mother had let her live with her, she would have just lived with her parents, like until they died, I guess. But she didn't really want to move out, and she just wanted to stay with her parents. But she did say, like a few years ago, that if her mother needed, or her parent, her mother, father, whatever, needed looking after, she would do it happily without any complaints. Unlike me, who complains and I'm ungrateful, and she basically says I do it because I would have done it because I love my parents, and she basically acts like I don't love her and I'm a terrible person because I struggle and kind of complain about it and don't really want to do it as much as I do. That is, I wouldn't mind looking after my mum if I had help, but it's like a lot for one person to do. But she won't let me have help. And I've got, like, if we had friends and family in our life still, she would have been quite happy for them to help. But they abandoned us, so I'm kind of really pissed at my family as well, because they just abandoned me as well. Like, even if they didn't like my mum, like, what the hell, why are they abandoning me and let me just do everything and take the fall? My cousin actually came on my live stream and I said all this, and he just said nothing. He just completely ignored it. Right, it's just words then. Anyone can just say stuff, doesn't mean she actually would. I know, but that's what she used to say, and she used to make me out to be a horrible person because I acted like I didn't want to do it and complained a lot and didn't do as much as she wanted. But her mother literally was. Like, my mum kept going, like, when it suited her, she went on about how her mother was in a lot of pain and she had breathing problems and she had to do everything herself while in pain and on breathing and having body difficulties, like limited mobility. But that's when it suited her narrative. She said that, and I'm like, well, you keep saying, and it didn't even occur to me because I should have said this really. You kept saying that if your mother was in the position you are, you would have been quite happy to look after her and be her carer. But now you're admitting that your mum actually was in your position and having to do everything herself. And like, where were you then? Why weren't you her carer then? Why didn't you become a carer? Like, it never even occurred to me to say that. But that's literally it. She actually is admitting now that her mother actually was in a bad way and needed looking after. I could say I'd give half of my winnings to charity if I won $1 billion, but I haven't won $1 billion. Yeah, I would. I'd give stuff to charity for definite. But yeah, obviously, it did make me feel bad at the time, like a bit guilty, but I tried not to let it, I tried not to let it guilt trip me, and I was just like, well, fuck that. Like, she basically just said, I think it was the end of 2022, I think it was. I think it was this time, it was September. And that was when I made the decision to move out. So we had an argument, and my mum said her usual, right, well, if you're going to do that weird stuff, or if you want to do this or that or the other, then you have to move out. She often said that. She often threatened to kick me out. So if we had an argument, like say if I described my dream life, she would say, well, if you want to do that, then you have to move out, that sort of thing. I told her I was trans male, and she said, well, if you want to transition and do all that weird stuff, then you've got to move out to do it. Like, that's what she said. And basically we had a whole thing, like, no, I would normally not say anything, but this time I decided to call her bluff and actually say, okay, I will move out then, I will. Okay, I will. And she went absolutely ballistic, and she panicked, and she went mad. And that's when she panicked and said, oh, my mum died I'm nearly like 2 years to her being 70. So she said, my mum died at 70, 2 years after she was having the same problems as me, 2 years after having to do everything herself with the same problems as me, and she died at 70, and I'm coming up for 70 in 2 years. Oh my god, I'm gonna die because I won't have anyone to look after me. Like, she was having a really, like, it was awful, and I had this like feeling in the pit of my stomach. It was like I had a big lump of clay in there. Like, it was awful. She was just really, I can't even describe it. She was guilt tripping me to the hilt. It was awful. And at the time, her words cut like a knife. It was just bad. Well, yeah, she really laid it on. She really did lay it on thick, and she was like, I'm gonna die. And then a year later, she said, because obviously it's been harder to move out than I thought, because the person that I was originally gonna move in with basically changed their mind. So, because that was the reason why I decided to move out, because I had somebody offering me a place to stay, but they took that kind of off the table. So basically now I had to go down the avenue of going through housing, like council housing, So I thought, oh, that's going to take a long time then. And I kind of chickened out a little bit. Like, I'm still determined to move out, but I chickened out a bit. So it's taken me this long. So it's been 2 years now. But like a year later, I was still going on about moving out. And she kept saying, so first she was worried she was going to die because her mother died at that age. And then the next year, she started going on and on and on about how she was going to kill herself because she doesn't have anything to live for. Basically, when I move, she'll have nothing to live for. Moving is really stressful, I totally understand. Well, it's not just that it's stressful, it's that I've never lived on my own before, and I've never, like, been on my own in the world before. I've always had my mum to kind of rely on. So you know, I'm not sure I'm going to have the mental and emotional strength to get up every day and be like, all right, I need to do this. And good God, the tree's bleeding. That's weird. You know, because some days I get up and I think, oh God, like I really just don't want to do stuff because I just, you know, I guess I've struggled with depression and stuff and anxiety and what have you. So I'm not worried about my capability so much as I'm actually afraid of my mental and emotional stuff. What I would see, this is what I have been waiting for, and what I would prefer is for someone to come along. It could be a friend, it could be you know, like a partner, get a partner, and then we get to know each other for a few years, and then I move in with them. Like we get a house together, or if they already live in a house, I move into their house. Like that's what I was always like, because that's how it usually goes. Most people move out for the first time when they get a partner and they get married or something. So I was hoping that would happen, but it hasn't, because I also struggle like gaining and keeping relationships. So it's been a real struggle for that as well. And I just don't like the idea of going from relying on my mum heavily, not having a formal education, and then just like being just shoved out into the real world all by myself with nobody, no support system. It's going to be scary. It's going to be worse for me than other people, because everybody else seems to be confident and independent as soon as they're fucking born. Like everyone seems to move out at 16 to 18, or they express a desire to, and then they come out of education, they get a job, they save up, and they go out and about. They probably have holidays on their own, and they probably stay at friends or stay at whatever if they've got a partner. So they're already kind of independent. I've only just become independent like recently. Like I'm a proper grown-up, and I've only just started going out on my own for the first time. Like 2020 was when I first started going out on my own for the very first time ever. And I've only just started going out like further afield in 2022, like Stockport. Now Stockport isn't that far away, but I don't have a car or anything, so I've only just kind of discovered buses, if you will. Like obviously I knew they existed and stuff, but I don't know, I never thought to use a bus basically, or any public transport. Terrified of using the train on my own. So it was taxis first and now buses. So I kind of discovered buses in 2022. So I started going a bit further afield on buses, and it was quite exciting. Who don't leave the nest, it's called failure to launch. Right, I'm going to read your guys' stuff now. Moving out is stressful, I totally understand. Oh no, weaponizing self-deletion has got to be one of the worst manipulations. Yeah, I actually did call her out on it, and I told her off, and you know what she said? She just said, okay. Like I said, Mum, you've got to stop threatening to, off yourself, because this is like, basically what you're saying is if I move out and then you off yourself, it's my fault. And I'm going to have to live with that guilt that my mum has died because I moved out. That my mum KO'd herself because I moved out. And it's going to forever be on my head that my mum has done that because of me, because I moved out. And it's like, I said that to her, and you know what? She just said, okay. So I guess she realised she'd gone too far. I mean, it's not good. It's like, yeah, I was determined to KO myself, but now you've said that. Okay, I won't. So that proves she wasn't even serious. It proves she was saying it just to upset me and guilt trip me. So she had no intention of doing it, but saying it just so I won't move out. She really did lay it on thick, yeah. Moving out is the best thing for you. Having your freedom to evolve into the person you want to be. Correct, I agree with you. I know she is your mum, but she is toxic, and I think once she accepts it, you can work on a better relationship with her. I agree with Thikimoto. You'd be surprised, there are a lot of people. Yeah, I read that bit. She should be in a supervised facility. Yeah, no, I don't think she's serious, but yeah, I will be telling people. I mean, economically, the situation is much harder on young people living on 2020 because everything is so expensive. Wages are low and there's inflation on prices. Yes, I agree. You know, I bought a £16 pack of cigs yesterday. I can't believe I did that. I didn't realise the price until after I bought it. Because obviously you pay with cards, so, you know, I don't know. Like, she didn't tell me the price of it. She didn't say, oh, that's so much. Like, I forgot to ask. So if I'd have asked and she told me that price, I wouldn't have bought it. Because I can get like way cheaper ones elsewhere, like £11. I know it's not really cheap, but it's the cheapest ones you can get. £11. So obviously I've been. My God, is there still kids out at this time? What even time is it? Oh, it's not as late as I thought. I'm just gonna go to the wall. So this became a more successful stream than I thought. So I was only intending to be live for a little bit, but never mind, it's okay. Yeah, it is now. Yeah, it is, you're right, it's that time for me as well. So, as I was saying, that was a lot of noise. So, as I was saying, I've been trying to make friends so that I can expand my social circle so I'm not isolated anymore. But unfortunately, I've not had any success because no one seems to like me, so it's been a bit hard. Like, when people meet me, they do like me, but I don't know, it's just like hard to keep connections. I mean, I'm just as bad. I don't like half the people I talk to either. So sometimes, like, the people who want to get to know me and talk to me and be in my life, I kind of reject them. That's a big family gathering. Oh, is it Captain Sweatpants? It's Captain Sweatpants. He's worn them sweatpants since he was like 10. I swear to God. Where is he going at this hour? Yeah, I call him Captain Sweatpants because he's literally been wearing the same sweatpants since he was like 10 or whatever. Like the same grey sweatpants. Obviously they've been different, but it's like the same sort of thing. Because obviously he'd have to change them depending on his age, but yeah, he's wearing the same thing, like a t-shirt and grey sweatpants for like fucking since he was 10. Every time I see him, he's always wearing the same thing since he was 10. No. He's old enough now, we could be friends. I've actually just made a friend just recently who's also a Therian, but we can't hang out really because of the age difference. She's a bit young, so I'm a bit funny about like being proper friends, like, you know, it's such a shame. So obviously, apart from all the shitty hooligan kids, I do get along better with kids than I do grown-ups. Like, grown-ups I do get along with because they're just nicer than kids, but I have more in common with kids because they're just like fun, and like I'm fun. We're fun, you know. Like, I like to play games like toys, I like, you know, just being silly and whatnot. So yeah. Whereas adults are a bit more serious and a bit more boring. No offense, because I'm sure you guys are great, but like, I don't know, I see like grown-ups together as friends and they just like sit and talk, whereas kids are like, yeah, let's do a load of fun shit. So it's like, you know, and just they can just be silly and just make up funny nonsense and stuff like this. Ooh, ooh. Make funny noises. It's great. Well, in his defense, I bet he's comfortable. Yeah. I'm surprised. I would be surprised if all the kids don't call him Captain Sweatpants. Hey, that's dead. Dear God. Pay me and I will give you this. Society does frown on becoming too friendly with children, but I mean, this day and age is definitely warranted. No. She's the first person who I've met that's like round here that's Etherean. So we have much in common. There's no one else. I mean, I've not met anyone else around here who's Etherean or a furry. Well, actually, that's not true. I have. There's literally a furry that lives there, like right on my street, but for some reason he doesn't want anything to do with me either. He did at first. That's how I found out. He did contact me at first because his parents said that they discovered me and that they think I'm a furry like him, like their son. So they recommended that he get in touch with me. Sorry, I got catarrh. So it's just... So we chatted a little bit, but then he just like stopped talking as much, and I tried to keep the conversation, but he didn't seem interested anymore. So I'm surprised. So yeah, it's a shame. So far I'm lying. So we've got the furry that lives there, and then next door is a person, the Reverend's daughter, who is like an alternative person, and it happens that she makes tails and ears as well. So she's kind of like a furry ally. I don't think she's a furry, but she's a furry ally. But she wants nothing to do with me because she claimed I slagged her parents off, which I never did. So she doesn't like me. Plus she's moved anyway, so not local anymore. So the next door neighbours hate me because they think I slagged them off, but I never did. I would never do that. And I did explain that to the daughter, and she seemed okay about it, but it's just been like she just ignored me. The Reverend's daughter sounds like a movie. So, yeah. Like I said, BBW Belly, if you want belly videos, you have to email me and pay me first. I'm not going to show my belly on my live streams. 2 reasons. 1 is my neighbours watch this, and 2, I need the fucking money. So if you want shit from me, I'm not doing anything for free. Unless I decide to gift somebody. And then it's my choice whether I do it. Disgusting behaviour. I must block you if you don't comply with my terms. Honestly. I'm sick of people demanding I show them my belly. You know, I'd like to see people do this in other professions. Go to a builder, build my house for free. You know? I don't know. Like, go to a takeaway, give me food for free, I'm not paying. Like, I'd like to see people do this with other services and goods and stuff like that. Honestly, the people on my live streams piss me off. You want me to do everything for free. Disgusting. Disgusting. Be gone. Think that should do it. In fact, this person seems like the R word, so we're gonna put a user in timeout 2. One of those people who just don't understand what you're saying properly. All you perverts can fuck off. You have to, if you want to be perverts, then you have to pay me to be perverts. Because I'm not doing this anymore. Ever since my mum and other people said it's akin to porn, I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. Not doing it. I don't really think it is. But I'm a bit more funny about it now. Just remember, there are people out there that are watching, that you don't want to be watching, that are gathering all this information. And eventually, it's going to be used against us, guys. Eventually, it's going to be used against us, guys. So I can't be doing weird shit on the internet anymore. I've probably already put enough stuff out there already that they can use against me. So if I ever want to get a job, they'll go, oh, well, we've looked up your stuff and we found that you've been doing belly stuff on YouTube, so you can't have the job. Like, I've probably already fucked up my chances of ever getting a job anyway now, because I've done stuff like this on YouTube. So no, I'm not doing it. Just in case I do have a chance that they'll forgive me my past. And be like, well, you've not done it since this date, so you can have the job. Like, but I doubt it, because people do use your past against you, so I already regret it, so fuck off. I've already fucked my future up. I've already fucked my future up. Potentially. I'm not saying I have, but I've already potentially done that. I only found out about all this stuff recently, so I don't know why they'd hold it against you, to be honest with you. So in this day and age, I thought people were supposed to be more accepting. It's like, if they know that you're into BDSM, they'll be like, well, you can't have the job because you have a private life and do private life stuff in your private lifetime, so you're not allowed to have a job. It's like, so stupid. I think it was a teacher or something. She got fired. A teacher got fired from a job because they found out she did BDSM. It's like, she has a right to a private life, for God's sake. It's not like she's doing it in public. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? It's not like she's going to the school and teaching kids BDSM. It's like, that would be a reason to fire her. But not because she does it in her private time, in her private life. It's so stupid. What? I am literally telling people why I'm not doing belly videos anymore and why I won't give them a sample. I'm not tempting fate by saying these things. I'm just literally explaining myself as to why I'm not going to give people samples. Surely you can understand that. Are you one of them who thinks I should just do this stuff that could potentially fuck up my life? Like, dude, do you want to be put in timeout too? Because I will do it. Honestly, people are so dumb. Come on, man. Think, man. Think. Just being careful, okay? I just want to be careful. Like, surely people can understand that. So no, I'm not going to put up samples on my YouTube channel. I know other people are okay with risking this stuff, but I'm not. Right, okay, well, seeing as how nobody's talking now, I may as well stop the live stream. People are being dumb.